What's up, guys? Once again, it is mp4podcast.com, bringing you guys some of the most interesting video game news that you guys really do need to know about. Now, before we get into our first story, I do want to say I do got something really cool for you guys. I have my PAX East photography in the description box of this video, my Flickr account. I do have the photos broken up into sets. You're more than welcome to download the photographs to your computer. You know, if you want to print them up, hang them up on your wall, use them for your wallpaper on your computer, by all means you can. The only thing that I do ask is that you do not take my photography and upload it to your account. I've been seeing some of my photography being stolen, put it on other websites and so on, and people not giving me the proper credit which I deserve. It is my photography. I bought my camera, I bought my lens, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, you're more than free to download the photographs, the high-res photographs, print them out, you know, put them on your computer if you want, whatever. You can use them for your avatars. I don't care about that either. But just please don't put them on your, you know, Imgur or Flickr or whatever, because other sites are stealing my photography. But what I want to talk about is that Destructoid is laying off people. They're laying off part of their staff. They're blaming part of the problem on Twitch and so on. But Destructoid have talked about their money loss before. And I can't remember, it was about a year or two, I read an article from Destructoid, and they said a lot of the problems, their financial problems, are coming from the plugin called Ad Blocker, which you can use on Firefox, Mozilla, Chrome, Internet Explorer, and so on. And basically what Ad Blocker does, it blocks the ads to websites, YouTube videos, and so on, and things of that nature. So, you know, there's a lot of people who want to do their dream job, but they find out that it's becoming harder and harder to do that when you can't have ads on your website or anything like that. So here's the thing, right? A lot of people are having problems on their website. But I was talking to another individual, friend of mine, who runs a website, and he said that his website works more in the form of how a newspaper works. That's how he gets paid. So if you visit the website, and let's say you see that Spider-Man 2 banner on his website, you know, there'll be a banner, you know, he gets some revenue from that. So other websites like Destructoid, I guess, you know, they'll have, you have to click on it or something like that. So that's how the website makes money. But like I said, my friend's website, his website works more like traditional newspapers or traditional magazines. So let me give you a story that I can tell you about. A friend of mine used to own a convenience store, and he carried magazines, and he carried the newspaper. And one of the newspapers he carried was the Boston Globe, and he carried the Boston Herald. I think it was the Boston Globe he told me about this. It could have been the Boston Herald, but I'm not quite sure. So I think it was the Boston Globe. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter what newspaper it is or what magazine. They all pretty much do this little dirty little trick to their the people who they're selling ads to. So let's say Ford Motors wants to place an ad in the Boston Globe. Okay, and the Boston Globe will say, well, we sell 500,000 copies of the Boston Globe, right? They used to sell a lot more before the internet really, you know, took off the way it is with smartphones. People are reading, you know, everything they want in their phones or tablets or whatever. But before, let's go prior to, you know, Xbox, before the Xbox 360 came out, because that's when my friend was telling me this. It was probably the spring of 2005. And so basically, let's say the Boston Globe, my friend would get, let's say, 50 copies of the Boston Globe to his store. And let's say, just for simple math, let's just say that out of those 50 copies, that Ford Motors had to pay a penny for each newspaper to have that Ford Mustang ad in that newspaper. But now here's the kicker. My friend only sells 45 copies of the Boston Globe. There are still 5 more copies left over. When the Boston Globe driver comes to drop off the new issue, he takes the other 5 issues, and he just takes them, whatever, they recycle the paper, whatever. But the Boston Globe still is charging Ford Motors for the 50 copies that went out, even though they didn't sell. But my friend sold 45 copies. That is how internet marketing should be, but on a legit level. When you have a website, you have IP address, you can tell how many times people are coming and so on. So if you go to a website, you do see that, Spider-Man 2 ad for, that's in the movie theater. My friend will make a little bit of money off of that because you saw the banner ad and so on. That's how websites should be making money. And I don't think banner ads are that bad if ads are targeted properly for their audience and so on. The thing is that a lot of advertisers, they like to crunch the ads down your throat. They like to crunch the ads down your throat. And that's when I think consumers get annoyed with advertising. Let me give you another example. I remember the day when television networks did not put the logos on their TV screens. Today, if you go to Hulu, and I watch something from ABC, I see a Hulu logo. I see the Boston Channel 5 logo on the show as well. It gets annoying. I don't want to see these logos on TV. And I do know a couple times where one of the stations, I forgot to put the logo when the show was broadcasting, and I didn't notice it. The show was more visually appealing when you didn't see the logo on screen. Of course, you do have, the 15 minutes of commercials and so on, but, it was still relaxing. What wasn't doing anything. Sometimes you watch commercials, and sometimes commercials, they are entertaining. Sometimes you find one that gives you a chuckle, or sometimes you see a commercial that, wow, that's really cool. I want to see that. Maybe it's a cool, everybody's talking about the new Call of Duty trail. That thing looks really cool, But here's the thing. You have to have, advertising that is targeted to that audience, and then the advertising has to be really good. All right? So that's where advertising needs to be. And that's one thing that advertisers just don't get. It seems like they're so intense with trying to get an ad to you that they lose the fundamentals of what advertising is. Advertising isn't about pushing ads on you down your throat. Advertising is about enticing you what you may be interested in. Remember that. You're supposed to see something that's like, that's really interesting. And that's where advertising fails. And hopefully, Destructoid will be able to fix their problems and so on about what their website problems are. I don't know what type of advertising system they do use, but I will say this. If there is a small website out there that you do enjoy, there are tons of, small blogs out there specializing in Nintendo news or Xbox news, websites that are run by 1 or 2 people, or PlayStation or PC gaming. There's websites that I like to go to that are photography related, and I know that it's one guy like Steve Huffington Huff Photo, I think that's his name. He runs a terrific photography website. When I go to his website, I turn off ad blocker on websites that I really do enjoy, because I want them to be around, and I don't want that content to be gone that I enjoy. And, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys right now, If you think you want to be going to YouTube in the gaming section, it's not worth it unless you really make it big. Other sections of YouTube where people are not tech savvy, it is more profitable, I believe. And the reason because of that, because they're not into, what browser or whatever, this or that, or all this other stuff. They're not into that. And those, maybe if that's one of your hobbies, that may be a better place to go. If you have a hobby that you like more or just as equal as video games, that might be something that you may be interested in doing. Because, I see this a lot from other YouTubers where, some of these YouTubers, like where they left their jobs and so on, and right now they're not making the money that they need to even pay the rent or, support their family. Now, some of these YouTubers, may have 200,000 subscribers or so on, or 100,000 subscribers, and they were making good money before, but they're just not doing it as of right now. So hopefully over time the advertising will get better. But ad blocker is a love-hate type of thing, and I think, if they can work out advertising where the advertising content is just as good as the content that's on the website, or, commercials that are on YouTube, then, I think they have something that will satisfy everyone. So once again, guys, this has been mp4podcast.com signing out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and also let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And remember, my cosplay photography will be in the description box of this video. Once again, guys, this has been mp4podcast.com. I'm signing out, and you guys have yourself an awesome day.